Talks.
Good afternoon, dear viewers. Welcome to GoMovieTalks. This is your host, Freddy, and my co-host, well, we co-host together, I don't know. Maria Laura, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm so glad to know that this show is Freddy's show.
I clarified, damn it.
But I
No.
love him. I love him anyways. I don't care.
That's why we've lasted this long.
Yeah.
There is no other explanation.
Welcome. This is the 9th episode, Freddy. We should be proud of ourselves.
I mean, we are,
Yes. Yeah,
aren't we?
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, we are. Yes, we
Okay.
are. Definitely. And today's movie makes me proud as well, for sure.
Makes you proud?
Yeah.
Okay. Did, did you direct it or something?
Huh?
Did you direct it or something?
No, I just watched it.
Okay. Just checking. Okay. What's the movie, dear Maria Laura?
The Substance.
Oof. Mm-mm. Okay. So this is fairly recent.
Don't you know? Bump it up. You gotta bump it up. Don't you know? Bump it up.
Okay, we are on Friday mood, clearly, both of us. I
Very
think we're
tired.
fine. You could tell we had a day, a week, a month, a year, but we're in the mood to celebrate, aren't
But
we?
everything this week. Yes.
Mm-mm. Back to the topic, the substance.
Yes.
Okay, I will say this. This is exactly the kind of movies that I love, that I would regularly not expect Maria Laura to like. So I think we need to hear it from her. This is a very special movie, but again, I need to hear from her specifically. I think her input is most important. Maria Laura, why did you like The Substance?
Well, actually, that's the reason why, I mean, seriously talking, that's the reason why I feel very proud because I had my feelings regarding this movie, okay? Because I saw the trailers, I read about the plot and all that, and I said, "Oh my God, this is a horror movie." And it's for me, it's a talent, you know? But throughout the making of this show and after that movie, I realized that the type of horror I am most scared of is that one that talks about paranormal situations or anything that has to do with uh,
Yeah,
uh,
paranormal
real
activity, ghosts.
stories or yes, something like that. I mean, if we, for example, remember the previous movie we talked about, Excision, I was like, wow, tremendous. And the substance, I said, oh my God, this is so cool. Okay. However, believe it or not, I have my points in favor and some little points against the movie.
Look, okay, that's exactly what I like to hear because let's face it, people, it's boring if we both just love the movie. There has to be some criticism somewhere because, again, dear directors, dear actors, we love you all, but at the same time, nobody's perfect. And besides, who cares? Our opinions don't matter. So if we have pointers,
Exactly.
who cares? So don't take it personal.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Marlon, in your opinion, what I want to start with the negative. I always love closing on a positive note. So the negative, in your opinion, what are those negatives?
Well, let's begin spicy. The thing is that at some point the movie gets, for me, not for anybody else. Again, I love you, Demi. I love you, Margaret, Dennis. I love you all. I would marry the three of you at once.
Once.
But at some point the movie gets a little bit ridiculous, okay, to me. And it has to do with the fact that some things might seem not coherent with the initial speech, okay? I mean, I couldn't understand
Can I
how.
ask? Can I ask which part? Like, okay, let me guess. No, I don't want to ask. I want to guess. The part where she almost, well, Demi's character almost becomes like a witch while cooking.
Exactly.
Okay, I
I was
will
like,
agree to this. I agree with you. However,
how is this horrifying? You know?
but that's the point. Okay. And I'm not necessarily defending it because I do think it has a very different tone to the rest of the movie, that section in particular. However, I think this may come from the place where you're still new to horror because from my experience, horror movies tend to explore the ridicule. Uh, Again, Sam Raimi, I'm referencing a very famous horror director. He's very well known for incorporating ridicule within his horror. So
Okay.
to me, it didn't necessarily strike a dissonance in regards to the rest. Clearly it's
Okay.
very different, but I was not expecting it. So to me, it really broke the the flow of the movie because that ridicule does not happen often. It happens, I think, twice
I
throughout the
mean,
entire movie.
yeah, that's right. That's right. And I mean, you can perfectly justify that ridicule with the the whole concept behind the movie, okay? Because at some point, I mean, that female thinking on on competing against the other, and that making her feel bad and all that, the only way to make her feel bad was actually by eating all that bunch of whatever she made. Because I mean, yes, you can understand, you can justify, you can understand, but at the same time, for me, it was like, I
No,
mean,
and it's
this is
respectable.
ridiculous.
Exactly. If you ask me, and again, of course, I'm not a director. I wouldn't have done it. But
Mm-hmm.
looking from the outside into the movie, I can see why it was done. I think again, the director very likely said, you know what, this breaks the mood. I think I need a little laughter. Just give the audience something different because this movie does not follow the regular horror movie pattern. And I also think that's exactly what makes horror movies unique because then you may end up falling in that trend of jump scares every single time.
Yeah,
So
all right, all right.
I think that's also part of the strategy, and I think it also gives dimension to Demi Moore's character and the situation because you can tell she's just deranged by that point. She's just
Yeah,
hysterical about the whole
exactly.
situation.
That
So it gives
pure
it
hysteria.
exactly. It gives it that tone, which I think that's what the director was going for. I
Mhm.
insist. I probably wouldn't have thought of it. I like the final product. So to me, it works. I really prefer seeing the original point of view of the director and the writers whenever that comes to fruition on the screen.
Mhm.
But definitely, I remember watching it and I was expecting more uh, tension. And then seeing this, it's like, wait, what's going on? Is she dreaming? Is this happening actually? And then realizing, oh no, she actually cooked and she's eating.
Following the cooks, the cooking book
The cooking book. Yeah, she was just,
instructions.
and then adding it and all mad. I
Like she
liked
was
it.
like she was taking revenge. I was like,
But it is ridiculous. But again, audience, you're talking to somebody who loves ridicule in movies. So even if it doesn't really make sense, I just liked it. It felt very original, and I loved how Demi Moore they interpreted that part. It just
Yes,
made
of
no
course.
sense, and she went along. I loved it.
She
I have
was
never
like,
seen her this way. I think nobody had, so that's also a props to her. She knew how to play with expectation as well. I don't know if it was her, if it was the directress, or a joint effort, but I really loved the final product. It just, even though I wouldn't have done it as a director, I just think it worked for whatever reason. I don't know. I
yes,
don't really know how to
yes,
explain
yes, yes. Totally, totally. I mean, yes.
it. Back
Another
to,
thing,
was
another
that the
thing.
only negative in your opinion?
No. Another thing, um, I found quite incoherent was remember that scene where she was trying to wake up and it was very difficult to move her leg and all that, and three scenes later she's kind of running in the middle of the Olympics. you know, I mean, I didn't find that quite congruent. I mean, at the beginning you have this extreme difficulty on standing up and moving, and because she's obviously getting old or becoming a monster, whatever, okay? But the thing is that she was losing energy and faculty to carry out some activities. But at the end of the movie she could run through all the apartments behind the other characters. I was like, what the F is happening here? you know
What is the
Stop
whole
lying to
alphabet is
me.
going on? Okay, okay, I will say this. I Yes. And I also have a very close friend who tends to fully agree with you in horror movies. When you start looking at or thinking about, logic and the way things are developed, most things fall off. So, and I'm not saying you have to do it because it's not for everybody, but the way I do it is I check my brain at the entrance and just enjoy things for what they are, because I agree with you. Whenever you start over analyzing things, most likely you will encounter these small details. I did not think of it, but I agree. Whenever I watch a movie, I literally just say I take in whatever it is you're presenting. If it and this comes to tolerance, individual tolerance, because for me, I may be trained to really not be digging into those small details, because I trust me, I've seen thousands of movies, including trash movies.
Uh-huh.
So possibly it's because I just want to watch the whole thing and then create an opinion. But if in the middle of the movie, I very rarely start analyzing these details, because you're right. If you start doing that, sometimes you just break the immersion and
It
it takes you
wasn't
out.
it wasn't my intention to analyze that much, but
But
from
it
the very
happens.
from
But
the very first time I saw it in the movies, I was in the movies like, wasn't she
no, but that
struggling to
happens. Look,
to stand up?
that is
You
a
know?
very common complaint about horror movies, because and I think that's also that comes with the balance. Oh, the balance, very on topic. Uh, pun not intended. The balance between um, making a logical history move along throughout the script versus these horror elements that of course they are fantastic. So I need to make it logical within those parameters so that the final product makes sense within that world. But I agree with you, keeping that balance is very hard, and different people have different tolerance. I will say I have very big tolerance for that, so I tend to just eat up whatever it is you're feeding me. But
Yeah,
yes, a lot of friends
yeah.
come, come up and say that, Freddie, and they say, you literally watch trash. Like, what is this movie? But for horror movies, I have very big tolerance on that. Instead, you give me a drama, you give me a romantic comedy, an action movie, I will be discerning these details. But for horror, for whatever reason, I think it's one of my favorite genres. I tend to really overlook everything just for the sake of it because I love horror. So
Yeah.
I get what you mean. This is a very valid, constructive criticism. Some directors really need to pay attention to that. I'm not saying this movie in particular because I didn't notice it, but it's a common complaint about horror movies in general. So, very valid. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, yeah. And the last thing. Now, yes, the last thing. um but this is me. I don't think it is the movie. I
Okay.
It was intended, okay? I mean, this is a woman who is certainly, famous and recognized and all that. So, in a way, in a way, you expect that to have, the standard behavior of these people, okay, who are very famous, but actually, she had one single yellow overall, in the whole movie.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that's a you thing. The
I was
director
like,
did.
I
Yeah,
mean, this woman doesn't have any other clothes
the director
anywhere.
used color coded clothing. That, yeah, she did that on
Yeah,
purpose.
color coded, but only one overall for absolutely everything, every single day. I mean, wow. I was like, mm.
Again, you're talking to Freddy, who has very big tolerance. Uh, I mean, it's worth remembering, and I'm not really defending it because to me, it worked. And again, coming from somebody who pretty much dresses the same way every day, she's famous, so she should have more variety. I agree.
No, I mean,
Uh,
and
mhm.
I am also the kind of people who wears
The
two
same
or
clothes
three
every day,
colors.
so people don't wear your same clothes every day. I'm saying.
I wear I wear the same color every day or most of the
But she's
days. Okay.
famous. She cannot do that.
Exactly. But I mean, if you compare her character with the rest of the characters, all of them change clothes. All of them.
Yeah.
And for example, Margaret Qualley, Sue, I mean, she doesn't talk too much, but she certainly changes clothes all the time, So it's that little part that's, you start thinking, well, but this woman had a full closet with a lot of clothes, but this other one is the one who dresses different.
Yeah, but I do know that that was a conscious decision. I remember I watched a behind the scenes or something, and the director, well, actually it's a lady. She said something about the clothing because somebody asked her about the patterns, and she did clarify that certain characters had leaned towards certain colors. But yeah, I agree with you. The code in particular, yeah, it's a staple by now. I think it, but that's also why I think I let it go. Nowadays, if I see anybody on the street wearing that code, what will I think of? That character. So at the same time,
Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
that's
No,
very
I
much
mean,
cemented now. So
Elizabeth was fixed into our brains, So
I
it was
also
like,
think that
okay,
that's how it
yes,
went because you had the
yellow overall, red gloves, dark glasses. Okay, it's definitely her all the time. Okay, but I don't know. I mean, I was like, okay, but the rest of the characters are changing clothes. The rest of the characters are doing this, but this one in particular is not. And again, probably it was the intention because now there comes, all the beautiful part of the movie. This woman lives alone, okay? And she doesn't have, apparently, she doesn't have any friends, because, I mean, you don't see her talking to somebody else or anything. You just see the person who goes and cleans her house
I will
once.
dare say, she has a very sad life. I will even say that she's very unfulfilled with
Exactly.
where she's at in life, because everything revolves around her celebrity and also her youth, or her diminishing youth.
Exactly.
So that's also
Exactly.
why she ends up going to those extremes she went to. Um, I I I, I agree with you. Yeah, clearly.
It was pretty much emphasized, like, okay, in this whole scenario, in this whole world of fame and being a star and being recognized, probably there are many people who are completely alone. Okay, they can be highly recognized, they can be famous and all that, but at the end of the day, they're just in their house, probably alone, not enjoying or fulfilling, as you said before, some parts of their lives because they are fully dedicated to this, okay, to this whole concept of
Yeah, to whatever. In this case, yeah, she was dedicated to her physique, her I mean, the last glimpse of celebrity she had, because that's the other thing. Here in the US, the job she was executing, that acting, well, that was not acting anymore, that exercise gig at that time on a TV channel, that's really relegated to has been actors. So it that's also part of the context. Like, when you start seeing all of that, and what she does is, oh,
exactly.
she's a barely an actress still. She's holding on to her past very, very strongly. So yes.
Exactly. Yes. And actually, I mean, that's a reality you can easily see. I mean,
Yes.
once you get into you know being a famous actor actress who always appears in movies and all that, you it's difficult to see those people making series, for example, you know because they're so in the top that everything they do is movies, okay? And once they're not on that top anymore, okay, let's get into series, okay? But at least they continue to
I will say that tendency is changing nowadays. Series, yeah, I'll clarify that, because now, actually, because of the lower cost to produce a TV series, actually, the tendency is to go to that industry, just because higher costs to get a very high amount of money production, a movie production out
yeah.
there.
and
So
and
it's either independent, which not all actors do, but a good middle ground. And because of the streaming as well, uh,
exactly.
TV shows
And
are becoming more relevant.
series are not that long
Yeah.
nowadays,
Yeah, but
so
not long ago, that was a perception. Oh, that actor ended up doing a TV show.
exactly.
Lower, yeah, B tier. No, instead of an A-lister, oh, a B-lister now. No, that's
Exactly.
changing. But yeah, no, that's the
Yeah.
case for Elizabeth.
Uh-huh.
She's probably D-list at best at that point. So yeah. Um, I
Yes.
want to move on to the positives,
I
because
am talking to the
what do you think?
positives.
No, but tell me more. I feel we already
Well,
talked about the characterization. I want to talk about the art. I think this is what pulled you
wow.
the most.
Wow. Wow. I mean, First of all, that plasticity of making of these tiny little apartments, something long and something so intricate. Wow. I mean, there are only three environments: the living room, the hall, and the bathroom, you know? So, making of that, all that worlds it created, it gave me a sensation of, okay, this apartment works as her mind, as herself, so there is the place where everything is cooking, all her thoughts, all her experience is cooking. So I guess it was fascinating the way this director portrayed the whole thing, the use of colors, of course. Those palms, I said this is probably made in Los Angeles, you know the
You know
type
what the worst part is? It was filmed in France. But
exactly.
absolutely, I honestly thought it had been filmed in LA. And then I
Yeah,
read
because of
somewhere,
the
no,
palms,
it,
and
it's
then you
very
say, ah,
ironic.
okay,
Yes.
LA, because there are, they produce movies and all that. So it was very congruent to me, but okay, it was France, who cares?
Yeah, no, but that's the whole point. I mean, the movie is set in LA, but
Ex-
it was filmed in France. I don't know where, but I'm like, wow, okay,
yeah,
the work to get the set and the locations
yes,
to
yeah,
resemble the LA. That to me, I never thought it had been filmed anywhere else but LA. So
exactly.
wow, okay, these
And
people actually did their
those palms
research.
are so emblematic, they
Mhm.
appear, I mean, whenever a US production wants to enhance the fact that it's made in LA, those palms appear there,
Mhm.
I watched this series, the Rookie. It's about LAPD, and I mean the cover, the presentation has those palms, so it was like, and looking at them, with this different horrifying perspective, and the way she plays with these camera effects to make it look like something uh irritating, it's amazing. Amazing. The references of the movie. I mean, come on. Come on. How many references? How many movies did you remember by watching this one?
Um, watched it 3 times, and to be fair, I I was not thinking about references. I don't. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't have them because, of course, it does. Everything is referential right now. But I was not thinking of it from that perspective while I was watching it. So enlighten me. What are the references? Tell me.
For example, all that bunch of blood at the end
Okay,
when
Carrie. Yes,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah, I
Yes.
was thinking of that earlier and I forgot. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. That's a very good reference. Again, those of you who don't know, a movie from the 90s about a young lady who went to prom and things went south because she
Yeah.
got bullied pretty much and she reacted.
It's
So,
Stephen
yes.
King's
It's Stephen King's.
movie.
Yes, it's based on a book. Yeah, from Stephen King.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes,
And
and fantastic. But yes, there is this parallel. Absolutely. What else? Tell me more.
um
The
remember the
Fly.
whole
I don't know if you ever watched The Fly. That's another horror movie.
apply.
Exactly. That's another.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the body horror. I found it very not
Totally,
necessarily
totally.
referential, but again, very parallel to this other movie. Tell
Yes,
me more.
yes. Remember the hole where there were
Yes,
posters of her?
this movie from space, Odyssey.
Space Odyssey.
It's, I think we're missing a name there, but yes, we're thinking of the same movie where the
And The
artificial
Shining
intelligence,
also.
The Shining, correct? Yes, 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 yes. Space Odyssey 2001. That's what we're missing. 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's the name.
Exactly. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
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 And there are some other references, but for movies I haven't seen. I mean, that scene, for example, where she's lying on the floor, like with that face, like horrifying. That's a reference from another movie, which name I don't remember, but I saw it somewhere, and so on. And those, little breaks they do with lights in motion, they reference another movie. So it was like, wow, wow.
And for dear viewers, I will say, because this is a criticism some movies or some directors get from making a lot of references. They see it as, oh, but where's the originality? Look, there is something about, first, nowadays being original, it's extremely hard. First, so originality is not necessarily something new, but rather the combination, or the originality comes from combining different elements in a certain way that have not been combined before. That's one. And another one is, why can you not reference pieces of art that marked you as a director in this case?
I
Because this is
think
most likely the director's decision.
I think the more they reference, the more they show or demonstrate the level of culture they have.
I agree. Exactly. I like my references.
Like,
You don't have
wow.
to know them, and that's also the important part. A good reference, you don't really need to know they're referencing it, because otherwise, if it's very relevant to the plot, that's separate. That kind of reference is different, because then you want to relate this story with another one. This is not that. This is pretty much just, oh, we are imitating something that happened a certain way in a different movie, just because, again, it's a reference, as in a reverence. That's what I wanted to say. It's kind of a reverence, just,
Yes.
we appreciate what you did back then. We are showcasing again, so people who have the background will acknowledge, oh, look, they're referencing this other movie, like us, like we just did. And it brings back memories. So I think that's also the intent of a good reference. It's not necessarily, oh, I don't know what to place in here in my plot, so I have to copy from somewhere else. No, that's really
Uh,
not the point.
it, yeah. Don't think like that, viewer, please.
Yeah, and art is, it has no bounds. You can quote unquote recycle it and present it in a different way. But with
Exactly.
intent. I think that's the
And
point. If you
in a
just do it because
fresh,
you want to do
yeah,
it, it needs to have an intent. And this director more than justified it. It was very enjoyable, all of it.
yes, yes. I mean,
Um,
all the sequence, and those shots that were made almost inside the nose, Wow. What a way to guide to penetrate the feelings of the viewers. I mean, all those shrimps this
oh
that way.
yes, we didn't talk about that, and we are
I
running
mean,
out of time. The way Dennis Quaid ate those shrimps, that was easily the most horrifying part of this movie. Even though we watched a whole bunch of blood, a whole bunch of
exactly.
body horror, that was the most disgusting thing. So props to you, Dennis, because you really did your thing. Being the most disgusting
Exactly.
thing in that
And he
movie,
never
just from eating
washed
shrimp.
his hands, not even when he went to the bathroom.
No,
Marvelous.
yes, I that is a highlight of the movie, and I don't think people talk about that enough. You should also get your props. That was fantastic acting, camera work, mwah, fabulous.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Maria
Now,
Laura, we are running out of time. Do you want to say a few last words before we say goodbye
yes,
to our
two
lovely
things.
viewers?
Two things. Today is August the 8th, and Megapixel was here. And today is the Cat's Day. So happy Cat's
Right, yes, our babies.
Day. Yes. And second of all, I guess the most important part of this movie comes with the intention of the director of portraying female reality nowadays. Okay, she made it in a very exquisite and cynical way, and she did it fantastically. But the truth is, this reality still is still present, and she's telling you, hey, you are letting this happen. Okay, so
Mm-hmm. And
let's.
we're embracing it. Yes, as a society, it's fully embraced. So I'm glad she put the spotlight right on it, so
Okay.
that again, those who watch realize, hey, this is how women feel about the way society sees them, or the expectations that are set on them. So good
Okay.
job, and I mean that's what happens when you get female leads, female directors, just putting the
Wow.
spotlight in themes that are important to that the 50% of our society, because it's not everything male centered. We also have women in our society, and it's important to see their point of view.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, viewers, thank you very much for being here with us today. Again, remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And Freddy, let's say goodbye to the viewers.
I'm very surprised we actually did not address any of the big topics that most people talk about this movie, and yet we managed to fill the entire time. So props to us for not speaking about the same stuff
Don't you
everybody
know,
else
pump
does.
it up, pump it up. Don't you know, pump it up, pump it up, pump it
Bye,
up, pump it
viewers.
up,
Have a good
pump
night.
it up.
Thanks for watching. Go Movie Talks.